Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist,
Brad Heineck, physical
and
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Brad.
Today we're going to go about, talk about how to choose a wheelchair, the different things you want to keep in mind. Okay, let's start off with the first thing you want to look at. You want to look at the width of the chair. You want to make sure you can fit in the chair, right?
Right, exactly.
So how are you fitting in this one?
I am fitting actually pretty good, Bob. I can put a few fingers here and a few fingers here, and that's pretty much my rule of thumb
Yeah.
so that you don't get stuck. I've had people where the chair is too narrow and they squeeze into it and it causes circulation problems, skin breakdown, uncomfortable, so, you know, a little bit there.
And really you want it as narrow as possible with it still fitting, because the wider a chair is, the tougher it is to get through doors.
Sure.
And the other thing, it's hard to wheel the chair if your arms
Yeah.
are way out like this. The third thing, if the chair is too wide, the person may start doing this,
Yeah.
start leaning over.
Right.
So you want to make sure the chair is really just wide enough.
Right.
And standard widths are like 18, 20, 22. There's not an infinite amount of widths
Right,
on most
right.
chairs. On most chairs, like I said, 18, 20, 22.
Right.
So keep that in mind. All right, height of the chair. Again, on a standard chair, and we'll talk about the different types of chairs next, but on a standard chair, usually the height is like 19 inches.
Right. So,
Brad's got his tape measure.
so we're looking at, I'm gonna take these cushions out. You're gonna measure from the floor right to the
You
seat.
see that, Lonnie?
Yep.
We got your leg out of the way, Brad?
Oh, sorry. We do not want, right there's
Yeah.
19 inches from the floor to the sling.
So 19 inches is a standard chair, 17 inch would be a little bit of a lower chair.
Right.
Now, for a lot of people, you're gonna wanna get the lower chair for this reason. Brad, do you wanna put those two things back
Sure.
there? Brad, how tall are you?
5'10" inch, a little under
So
that.
Brad's not short, he's about average height. So with a lot of people, we're gonna put this in. This is a little corrective device, because as you notice, a lot of chairs have this sling here. And this sling starts to wear out after a while and really starts to sling. And what happens is people don't sit straight then, they start to
Yep,
get curved.
right,
So the pelvis can't sit level.
right.
So
yep.
this flattens it out.
Here, let's show them a little closer. Can you see it's thicker here and it tapers here and it tapers here, so it's kind of a,
Takes the
Crescent,
sling,
yep.
takes the sling out of it.
these are nice, I like these.
Yeah, they are really nice.
And they're not expensive either.
So in addition to that, because you're sitting all day, a lot of people are gonna need some type of cushion. So Brad, you wanna throw the cushion on there?
Now this is a nice cushion here.
Yeah, that's another nice cushion. So now that you've added all that, go ahead and sit down once, Brad. Now look, his feet don't touch the ground anymore. And for a lot of people, you're gonna wanna be able to touch the ground. Some
Right.
people use it to propel their chair. Just for getting out of the chair, it's easier. I mean, if ideally, you're gonna want the feet to be able to touch the ground with the cushioning in there.
Right.
So
The other
keep that in
thing,
mind.
if their feet aren't touching, they're cutting off the circulation, because there's a pressure
Absolutely.
point right there. And then, of course, if you got circulation problems from diabetes or whatever, then you're compounding the problem.
Yeah, so you're gonna wanna probably have a lower chair in most instances. Now, there are 4 types of chairs, Brad. This is a standard chair, and I'm in a standard chair. There's a lightweight chair, and these tend to be the more trendy chairs,
Right.
too, I would say. A lot of the younger people have these,
And they're more expensive.
and they're a lot more expensive.
They're made out of aluminum, alloy aluminum versus just a standard steel chair.
They're easier to put in your car. I mean,
Sure.
if that's an issue with you, or if your spouse has to put it in the car for you,
Right.
or your friend, it's a lot easier to lift. So anyway, that's a lighter chair. There's a transport chair. Now, the big difference with a transport chair is, you can see on the back, it's got small wheels. Can you pick
Yeah.
that up, Lonnie?
Like they're 2 6-inch wheels, and they're really nice in a house or a facility that has hard floors, but over carpet, they're significantly harder, and to get over thresholds is quite a bit harder too.
Right, or if you take it outdoors, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
On any sidewalk or driveway, or it's gonna, or gravel,
Yeah,
it's gonna really run hard. The advantage to transport chairs, it's if you can't use your arms anyway to propel the chair very well, and you're using your legs,
yeah,
the chair's a lot narrower. So within your house, you're gonna be able to get through doors and tight spots that you
Yeah.
maybe normally can't. And believe me, there are always, that's nice.
isn't that cool?
There's always, believe me, spots where you're gonna have trouble getting through, like between the toilet and the bathtub or something like that.
Right.
So there is that advantage, it is one to consider. The last type of chair is a bariatric. Bariatric meaning for maybe a heavier person or individual. They're wider, they're well built, they're very solid. I saw one that could hold up to 700 pounds.
Sure.
So that's the 4 type of chairs. All right, the other thing next thing you're gonna look at is back height. All right, flip that around, Brad. All right. Now it's going to depend on what you do. Spend a lot of time in your chair. If you spend a lot of time you're sitting in a chair, I'd like to see a higher back height that actually goes over the shoulder blades and gives you lots of support.
So if I take these out.
You're getting closer, aren't you,
Yeah.
Brad? Yeah. Now you're getting some support on the shoulder blades. If you do a lot of wheeling, or let's say you have a chair for sports, then that's when you see the lower backs because they want to be able to move their arms. Yeah. And this kind of, gets in the way of that. So that's the difference of that. For the vast majority of people, I'd say you want a little more height, to be honest with you. All right, there are attachments with some chairs too that you can actually go all the way up and actually support the head too.
Right.
So-
Those are typically for people who are involved and need support because they cannot lean forward independently.
I want to show the brakes real quick here. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the brake extensions.
We'll look at the standard one first. Can you see this? Got this, Lonnie?
This one right here.
So here, the wheel's spinning and you lock it, and this is a typical brake on a standard chair. Now, the really nice thing to get is an extension, particularly people who don't have a lot of arm strength or finger dexterity. And I'll show you this chair right
Brad and I
here.
were talking, even those who do, I'll tell you, these brake
Oh.
extensions are nice.
Right, here we go, let's pull this chair out. And this looks like a 4 or 5 inch extension. They come longer than this too. And much easier, more control to get that brake on. It
And
doesn't,
you can use this on any wheelchair. You just pull it off and,
Yeah. these are on pretty tight, I
These are on
can't
tight
get them
right
off.
now.
I think someone tapped them on a little too hard. But the other nice thing about this is for stroke people or someone who only have one arm that's functioning, you can reach over
exactly.
and work it with just one arm. So that's
Yeah.
really handy.
Very nice feature. I'd recommend that for everybody, really, to be honest.
And they're
with you.
cheap.
Yeah. And while you're in this position, Brad, let's show, this is a desk arm. Okay?
Sure.
There's 2 types of arms. There's the full, I got a desk arm too.
Here's the
There's
full
a
length.
arm. That's a full length arm. Now, what's nice about the desk arm is the desk arm can fit underneath the table very easy. Look at mine. I can push up underneath the table.
Here, let's look at this one. We can show them right here on the plinth.
Oh yeah, look at that. Boom, it hits.
Can you see that, Lonnie? I think you might be in the way, Bob.
Oh, am I still in the way?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So if you see right now, if there's a table and we're eating, you cannot get very close because bang, they hit. However, when you have this, you can get in closer
Look
before
how that
they...
worked out for us.
Hey, it's a haiku.
All right, the positive thing about a full length though, is that if you are a person that have trouble getting out of your chair, a lot of times you're gonna wanna be able to get your hands way at the end of the support,
Right.
as opposed to here where you can't, so when you get out, you go all the way to the end,
Right.
and now I can really get some good leverage to get up out of the chair.
Right. And on the desk chair, it's too low. Your arms are, you don't have the leverage.
And I've had patients that could get up with this and could not get up with that.
Yeah.
Yep, so it's not an unusual thing. Handles on the chair, for most people, they're gonna want the handles on the chair. I've heard of some that, these are higher end ones that actually fold down.
Yeah.
And you say, why wouldn't you want those on there? If you're in your chair all the time, there's people that don't want you to push them.
Right.
And the other thing, one lady that I saw on the internet, she was talking, she goes, people, when they come up and talk to her, they do this. And she goes, it drives her crazy. They come up and they put their hands on there and they're shaking her chair while she's talking. It's like my wife, she complains when I put my hand on the grocery cart. She just hates that.
Yeah.
So,
Getting into that personal region there.
all right, just one thing about propelling a chair, Brad. Normally you're grabbing on the rims. We used to even put some rubber on here.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
Some of them used to come coated too, I believe.
I've done it with people with bad poor grip from a stroke
Right.
or whatever it may be, and then you wrap it around in the
Yeah, you
spiral.
can wrap a
fashion.
spiral rubber on the rim. Some people, at least I've done wheelchair sports, played wheelchair basketball, and a lot of times you'll grab onto the wheel and the rim, and what happens, you gotta watch is as you go down here, you hit the brake, and you actually can cut your thumb. That's why you've seen on some people, the brakes are actually in the back
Right.
or out of the way.
Right.
So, all right, going to the type of wheel, you can actually get a hard rubber type
Right.
of wheel, which these are, versus an inflatable tire.
Right.
And the inflatable tire is gonna feel a lot better over rocky surfaces or
Right.
uneven surfaces
Outside.
These are gonna wheel better on hard surfaces,
Right.
and obviously, they're not gonna go flat on you.
Right.
So, I had one friend that, he was in a wheelchair, and he came in one day, and he had filled up his air at a pump outside, and the air was cold. And then he came inside, and it expanded, both tires popped at the same time,
Oh,
sounded like
really?
shotguns going on, pop, pop. So, all right, so now we go also, we got the anti-tip bars, are those on yours, Brad?
Yeah, this one has one, I don't
Yeah.
know. We got, the anti-tip so that when it goes back, you don't tip over. Now, this should have one on both
sides, yeah.
sides, but it doesn't, but it gives you the idea of what we're looking at. And, you know, those usually come off.
What's bad about those is if you have to tip your chair back to get up a curb, you won't be able to do it. And a lot of people learn that they have to pop a chair in order to get up on a curb. The good thing about it is if you're playing sports at all, you're playing basketball, I've seen this already happen, because it's happened to me. You catch a ball, and you grab like this, and you actually end up flipping over backwards.
Yeah.
So another feature that you might look for in a chair is whether or not it folds. The vast majority of them do, but there are solid chairs that don't.
Right.
They actually kind of come apart a little different way. Brad, do you want to show how we fold a chair?
Yeah, if it's a sling chair, in other words, this is a sling bottom like that. Typically, you just grab in the middle, pull up, and it'll come right together. And I'm doing it just fingers here.
Yeah, it works very slick. Show people how they normally do it, Brad, when they don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and then they kind of, here, let me get it down. You just push on the outside and get it back down and it'll pop right in, but people will be coming in here and trying to push it in, and it's a back breaker and you get your fingers
Yeah.
pinched in there. So this is real the way to do it.
And really, with one hand, you can almost push it down too, can't you? Because you just, once you get the open.
Yeah, well, I usually get one on each side.
Okay.
But the neat thing, and we have a video on this too, but if you take the brakes off, then you can just go like this and you can wheel it around.
And wheel it right into your car.
Yeah,
I mean, so
right.
it works really good, so. Those are the things, you wanna, do we wanna mention the self-locking brakes, or are we gonna?
Well, we might as well see how we're at it now, and it's
Yeah.
right here. This is one style, and I like this style of self-locking brake, and if you can look right here, take this off, when you put weight on the seat pan, you can see how these elevate, and they take the resistance off the rubber of the wheel, and when you get off the chair, they come back down, and then the chair cannot go backwards particularly.
This is for the person that maybe forgets to lock their brakes before they get up out of a chair.
Right.
And so, which, we have a lot of people that are like that, and so, you know, obviously when they try to get out of a chair, they go, and then they
Yeah.
might fall.
Right.
So that it automatically, as soon as they take their butt off the seat pan, it locks.
Yeah.
And it works really well.
It's a nice safety feature for people who are forgetful or confused, whatever. A lot of times it's in the nursing home that they have these.
It's quite an involved piece here, I mean, it's not a minor thing.
It's an attachment you can get for most of these chairs. I don't know if it's like a couple $100 or whatever. And you gotta have someone skilled to put it on and
Yeah.
adjust it.
And plus then when you try to push a chair around, you gotta put some weight in there, cause
Right.
it locks up on you.
Or I usually
Or
just
go like that.
Go like that.
All right, those are a lot of the features you can consider when buying the wheelchair.
Sure.
And we're gonna do another video on
Height.
height, how to adjust height of
Yeah,
chair.
how high should you be? Where should your footrest be? So
Oh, we
that
didn't
you're
talk about
comfortable?
footrest on this one.
Oh my gosh,
How come
Bob.
you said
Why? Why?
Yeah, this is an elevating footrest,
Oh yeah, that's right.
okay? And this is just a regular foot plate. So they both are what we call swing away, where you can push and they just swing right out of the way. And this one swings right out of the way. And to take it off, you just go ahead and swing it out to the side like this and pop it up like that.
And
So-
these are the types of thing, I've been doing this for 20 years and I still have to fight with these sometimes. They're finger pinchers and
Yeah.
there's probably 10 different varieties of how they do it. They're a little bit different, but they all work basically.
And
the
they
same
adjust.
way.
So, all right, thanks.